put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eye haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eye haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money. All you got is money. Being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything. Not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's true. You know, why money so much? Why you get up and go to work? Everybody doing it about going to I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. That's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the wealthy class, Mr. H Cortez.
Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the working class, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. I truly, guys, count it an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you guys each and every morning and share what I know and what I believe to be some of the best and most sound, practical yet proven wealth building strategies that you can apply in your life. And excuse me, one quick second. Forgot I had eggs on the stove for my honey this morning. I don't want those things to start crackling as we get rolling. But we're talking about letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you know people who have their own business, you want to share this stream with them and invite them to watch this stream. I'm gonna give you a couple tips on how to reduce your taxable income and also how to, again, get Uncle Sam to pay for Christmas. We're going to get into that deeply. So do me a huge favor. You're checking us out on Facebook, then share the stream on your wall. Invite particular friends that you know who may be looking to build wealth and who already have businesses but maybe not be leveraging the tax code the way that they should. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. And then do the same thing for me if you're checking us out on YouTube. Grab the link, share it in your favorite social media site, whether it's LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, wherever you like sharing links. Just grab that link, share it, and let's get people involved in this conversation because you don't want to miss this one. This is the time of year where we get real careless with our money. And if you're going to do that, at least do it in a way that's going to benefit you. Like I always say, I put boomerangs on my dollars, man. So every time I spend a dollar, I want 25, 35, 45 cents to boomerang and come right back to me. So I'm going to teach you guys how I do that using the tax code in particular and partnering with Uncle Sam. But as always, let me let you know exactly who this show is for, right? This show is for my risers and grinders this morning. This show is for those people who are willing to make some tough sacrifices to get up, get out, and get something this morning, despite being bogged down by life, despite being bogged down by situations, despite not feeling their best in health. They're going to get up, get out, and get something anyway. This show is for you. This show is for those people who understand the power of creating generational wealth and going to make it happen by any means necessary. This show, my friend, is for you. This show is for the person who are the people who are like me. And when I go to bed at night, I'm thinking about what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do next week? What am I going to do next month, next year to make sure that my children's children are proud to bear my name. This show, my friend, is for you. Maybe you have the desire to build wealth. Maybe you have the discipline to build wealth. Maybe you need a game plan, strategy, tip, coach, mentor, something to help you along the way. Well, guess what, my friend? This show is for you because that's exactly what we want to bring to you each and every morning here on Talking Money in the Morning Live. Now, on the other hand, who is this show not for? It's definitely not for the person who's running around saying Donald Trump is a businessman. I know he's going to fix the economy. Well, damn that. You should be focusing on your economy. So if you're that kind of person, this show ain't for you. If you are the kind of person who think that capitalism is evil, money is a dirty word, this show isn't for you. You think wealthy people are jerks. This show ain't for you, because chances are, if that's how you feel about money and wealth, then you're going to repel money and wealth away from you instead of attracting money and wealth to you. And the people who listen to this show are attracting money, wealth, prosperity, success to them day by day by day. They're going from glory to glory. So if that's not what you want, this ain't your show, man. If you're the type of person that sits on your can all day waiting for a handout, this is not your show, because this show is for go-getters' eyes only, right? Now, let's be clear. I don't have a problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. That's your prerogative. Some people have gotten to the place that they want to be in their lives, and they're cool and they're comfortable. If that's you, cool. I don't have a problem with that. I only have a problem with you when you have a problem with me wanting to be wealthy. I don't get it. For some reason, my aspirations to be wealthy tend to rub people the wrong way. And people say some of the dumbest stuff ever. You can't take it with you. Like, I don't know that. I know I can't take it with me. But guess what? I live forever through my descendants. So I want to make sure they're straight, right? So I know I can't take it with me, but I can leave it behind. I can pass it down to future generations. So stop saying dumb stuff, man. Right? And if that's you, this is not your show. And like I tell you each and every morning, if you've never seen a future billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot, because you're looking at one right now. In fact, I'm already a billionaire because I have a billionaire's mindset. I'm just manifesting it over time. And you can cheer for me, cheer against me, sit on the sideline if you want. I recommend that you get in the game with me, because people who are running with me, I'm helping them change and improve their financial situation day by day by day. And that could be you too, right? So that's who the show is for. That's who it's not for. Today's show is brought to you by All Amateur Sports Network. Guys, if you want to get your message in front of thousands in a creative yet cost-efficient way, then you want to think about partnering with All Amateur Sports Network. It's a digital media company that covers local sports here in the St. Louis area. But the videos and the things in our coverage, our blogs, are reaching people all over the country. So you can literally partner with us. We're actually the exclusive digital media coverage for the 2016 Normandy Holiday Invitational Basketball Tournament. It's one of the biggest basketball tournaments in the St. Louis area, and you can literally get your message in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people if you partner with us. A lot of you guys know my background as an online marketer and a digital content marketer, so you know my ability to get your message out in front of tens of thousands. So now I created my own platform where I'm covering sports and the positive things that our children are doing by way of sports on the court and off the court, so that we give them positive press versus all the negative press that they're always getting through traditional media. So think about a sponsorship package. They start at $50 and go up from there. You can literally sponsor a game. You can sponsor a pregame show, a halftime show. You can provide discount coupons and gifts that we can give away for people for sinking a half-court shot, things of that nature. So we got all kinds of ways that you can help support the cause of providing positive press on our babies to help keep them on the right path. So if you like me and what I do and you just want to support, then $50 on up, you can help sponsor my coverage of the 2016 Normandy Holiday Invitational, and I will literally get your ad out in front of tens of thousands of people over and over and over again. So if you want more information, you can email info@allamateursportsnetwork.com. You can always shoot me a message if you're on Facebook, or you can call me at 314-874-6887. 314-874-6887 to inquire about the media packages. And you can also go to allamateursportsnetwork.com. If you click on the link that says Normandy Holiday Invitational, that menu has our sponsorship packages there in great detail, so you can see all of the things that we offer, man, all of the places that we're going to put your ad and your message, and you'll see that you get more than enough value, more than enough bang for your advertising buck if you want to get your business and your message in front of 1,000. Now, today we're talking about letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. Letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. This is going to be fun for me because I love this, but let me get my disclaimer first and foremost. Your main man, H Cortez, is not a CPA. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a certified or licensed financial planner. I'm just an educator who's sitting under the feet of many millionaires and teaching me wealth building principles and strategies. And one thing that they teach is that wealthy people do not pay more in taxes than they absolutely have to. So I'm learning the game. I'm sucking up the game from people who know the game or applying the game and getting the results that I want. So if you want to build wealth, there's a handful of things that you have to consider. Number one, you have to consider the fact that it's extremely difficult to build wealth when you're overtaxed, drowning in debt, and the biggest consumer on the planet. It's extremely difficult to build wealth when you're overtaxed, drowning in debt, and a big consumer and not a producer, right? So people who listen to this show are trying to figure out how they can become producers. People who are listening to this show are realizing what being consumers are doing to them and their family's legacy. So I'm hoping I'm singing to the choir, but if not, I'm gonna break some things down for you so you understand how this money game is truly played and how you, my friend, can play it to win. We're talking about letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. See, what I've come to realize in my 2 years of being a wealth a strategist, entrepreneur, and author, and teaching these practical principles and strategies is poor and middle class people tend to despise and or fear Uncle Sam. Say it again. Poor and middle class people tend to despise and or fear Uncle Sam. Wealthy people, on the other hand, know how to put them to work. And that's what I want to help you understand how to do. Poor and middle class people either fear or despise Uncle Sam. Wealthy people partner with Uncle Sam and put his butt to work for them, right? By simply understanding this. There's two sets of tax laws in this country. There's one set that's written for employees. There's another set that's written for business owners. This is why I encourage, and I will continue to scream from the rooftops, that every working class person in this country needs to have a home-based business, right? Needs to have a home-based business. Here's something that you have to realize. When you go back and you start thinking about what we do from a historical perspective, there was a time in this country where 95% of people in this country were business owners. 5% of the people own businesses. During that time in this country's histories, government was extremely small and had very limited control over the people because the people were the producers. Now it has flipped. 95% of the people in this country work for someone else. 5% of the people in this country are business owners. As a result, 95% of the people have no power. Government has to balloon to a pretty much uncontrollable size. In fact, the only people who can control the government now is the 5% of those business owners who have the money and the resources to pay billions for lobbyists to get laws and statutes and things on the book that will continue to benefit them, right? So we flipped from 95% of the people being business owners, because remember, everybody had their own farm. Everybody was a blacksmith, a horseshoeman. Everybody was a carpenter or something. Everybody was their own business owner. And government was small because of that, right? Government had limited control and power because of that. Here's what you got to understand. When I'm my own man, government can't tell me nothing. And that's what most people, when I own land and I control my land and I can grow all the food that I need to feed me and my cattle, I can take all the lumber I need to build my own house. I have a well on my land that I can draw water from. What can the government do to me when I'm standing on my own 2 feet like that? That's the true meaning of sovereignty. But they figured out how to flip that. They figured out how to manipulate people from those lands in that sovereign position to flee them north in hopes of a job that will pay them a regular and consistent salary. Because as a business owner, if you don't work, you don't eat. So they were able to manipulate that so that the lifestyle and entice people with this lifestyle of having a regular paycheck by working for somebody else can create a better lifestyle for you. So we literally, and I say we, I'm just talking about American people in general. I know that as Black people, we come from a different perspective, but American people in general literally gave up sovereignty to go work for someone else. As a result, you put yourself in the worst tax bracket of them all. That is a tax bracket for employees. I want you to think about, as an employee, when we're right around the corner from tax time, how many deductions do you have that you're allowed to take or claim when you file your taxes as an employee? Maybe 8, 9, 10, right? That said, that's the biggest con ever. Yeah, you gave up your sovereignty and your ability to operate in a tax code that was written for this country and by this company to operate in a separate tax bracket that is written to benefit big business, but it's detrimental to the actual employee. As an employee, when you file your tax, Miss Yvette has her own tax prep company and is a best-selling author on the subject. Miss Yvette, how many taxes, how many deductions do employees get versus business owners? Right? It's very few in comparison to over 475 when you own your own business. Now, and let me talk to my Black folks in particular, because see, we've always understood the power of having a side hustle. But we don't legitimize a side hustle because we're thinking that, hey, this is cash under the table, so I'm gonna take this cash under the table. I don't have to pay taxes on it. Well, guess what? By not paying taxes on it, you're not accessing the tax code. So, Miss Yvette, tax professional, author on the subject, 14 for employees. You got 14 tax deductions that you can claim versus as a business owner, the number, we say 450, 475, but really the number is unlimited, right? Because when you have someone like Miss Yvette who does your taxes and you have a business, your deductions are limited to your tax preparer's creativity, right? So understand, as an employee, you got 14 tax deductions, your children and interest rate on student loans, interest rate on mortgages and things of that nature. As an employee, Financial Health Mentor is a brand. All Amateur Sports Network is a brand. Everything that I do, my entire lifestyle is tax deductible. But you guys understand that you're missing the boat if you're not serious about understanding business and how to apply it. So as Black people, we like to hustle. We have no problem with hustling and getting money. But when we get money under the table, we're saying, hey, this is money I don't have to file on my taxes because I do hair out my kitchen. I clean gutters. I paint on the side, and I'm just getting cash for that stuff. Well, guess what? Getting cash for that stuff is cool. Not paying taxes for that stuff is cool. But if, my friend, you legitimize your side hustle, now you access the tax code from a business owner's perspective, and more of your lifestyle becomes tax deductible. And what that means is the taxable income that you earn on your job, you can bring that down and pay fewer taxes if you were to legitimize your side hustle. So we're talking today about letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. How do you do that? Number one, you have to have a business. Otherwise, Uncle Sam ain't paying for jack. You have to be a business owner in order for this to work for you. If you are a business owner, now you put yourself in position to access that other set of tax books. than other set of tax laws, right? And just let me say this. Here's what I get to do as a business owner, right? And I know some of you guys work a job and you have a good job and you make a good salary, and some of you guys have a good living for yourselves based on that good job and that good salary. And that's cool. But if you only have one income stream, you're not practicing being wealthy. See, all wealthy people have multiple income streams. If you only have one, I don't care how good you're living, if you only have one, you're setting yourself up for a potential fall. Because if something happens to that one, then what? And here's the mindset of a business owner, right? I used to have a job and where I would get one paycheck. And because I wasn't as efficient as I should be as a provider, I also had to farm my wife out to work so that she had to get a job, right? Because as a provider, I should be able to provide for my entire household and she shouldn't have to work. But I wasn't doing a great job of that. So she had to work. As a result, we get two paychecks, right? One she gets for working and one I get for working. As a business owner, right? I get a whole paycheck as an employee. As a business owner, I get a small piece of thousands of paychecks. Which would you rather have? One whole paycheck that requires your efforts to get it, or a small piece of thousands? In the case of Walmart and Amazon and places like, they get a piece of millions of paychecks. Which would you rather have? Right? So those are the tough questions you have to answer for yourself. So as a business owner, you get to play by a different set of tax laws. So how do you get Uncle Sam to pay for Christmas? Number one, you have to be a business owner. The IRS requires four things to really take advantage of the tax code. Number one, whatever business that you're in, you have to first and foremost have the knowledge to go into that business. And I'm assuming that you guys know that. So Miss Yvette started studying a tax code, so she opened up her own tax prep business, right? So she has the knowledge to run a tax prep business because she has certificates and things of that nature that she can show that she has acquired the knowledge to run a business in that capacity, right? And then here's the three main things that they require. Number one, they require that you work your business on a regular and consistent basis. So this is how you overcome the hobby law, right? Where most tax preparers, if you go into a big box tax prep store and get your taxes done and you start talking about your home-based business, first thing they're going to do is try to make you say that your home-based business is a hobby. Right? Because they don't understand the tax code themselves. They're working a job for H&R Block. If they understood the tax code, they would have a home-based business themselves. So number one, you have to work your business on a regular and consistent basis. Number two, you have to work your business in an attempt to make a profit. Here's what separates my business from a hobby. I'm going after profits every day. Right? This is what separates my business from my hobby. Everything that I do is set up for me to make a profit. So when your tax preparer says, how much money did you make in your business? And you say, I didn't make any. Or that IRS may consider that a hobby. Don't let them tell you that. Get up, grab your stuff, and walk out and go holler at somebody like Miss Yvette, who specializes in doing taxes for small home-based businesses and sole proprietors so that she can maximize your return, right? So number one, work your business on a regular and consistent basis. Number two, work your business in an attempt to make a profit. And number three, you have to keep good records, right? So there's four things. You have to have the knowledge. Then you have to work your business regularly. You have to work your business in an attempt to make a profit. And then you have to keep good records. Why do I emphasize the attempt, the word attempt? Because when you don't make any money in your business and you sit down at a big box tax store, they tend to try to discourage you from filing your Schedule C because you didn't make a profit. Well, the IRS didn't say I had to make a profit. They said I had to attempt to make a profit. I had to make a valiant effort to make a profit. The reason they turn you away from those big box stores is because they're on a time crunch. They're trying to do as many returns as possible because that's how they're paid, right? They're paid hourly, but they're compensated bonuses by doing the most tax returns. So they're trying to get you in and out of there in 45 minutes. And when you have a business and have to do the Schedule C form, that adds another 45 minutes to the session. So now my appointment where I'm back-to-back booked appointments every hour, now that throws off my whole calendar because you come in here talking about your business. Now instead of a 45-minute tax prep session, I have an hour-and-a-half tax prep session, a 90-minute tax prep session, and they don't want that. So they will discourage you. So be careful who you go and let do your taxes, right? So you have the ability to file your taxes for your business even if you didn't make a profit. Amazon.com did not make a profit for the first 9 or 10 years in business. Do you think their CPA told them don't file these tax returns, don't file these deductions for the the products and the services that you bought, the inventory, don't file the deductions for the salaries that you paid your workers because you didn't make a profit? Heck no. Heck no. Right? You don't have to be profitable. You just have to be making an attempt to make a profit. Right? And then you can claim these tax deductions, and then you can write them off on your taxes and say, I made $50,000 a year on my job. Well, guess what the IRS also says? Whenever you have a loss in business, you can claim that loss in business against any income that you earn. So that includes your job income. So I make $50,000 on my job. I had $20,000 worth of business losses because of all of my expenses for my business. My business isn't profitable yet. I take and claim those business losses against the $50,000 that I earned on my job. Now I'm only taxed on $30,000. And for those of you who don't understand what that means, I just saved $8,000 or $9,000 in taxes based on having a home-based business and having some losses. Multiple streams of income as a must. Yvette refers you to Ecclesiastes 11:2. Multiple streams of income, right? So the $20,000 in business losses that I had when I added in all of my tax deductions came off of my salary that I made on my job. So instead of being taxed 28 to 33% on $50,000, I'm taxed 28 to 33% on $30,000, and that's a savings of about $8,000 or $9,000. Right? That's the game, man. That's the game. Who here wouldn't be able to benefit of making or saving $8,000 or $9,000 that would normally be going to Uncle Sam, but instead that money comes back into your pocket? See, when I sit down and talk to people about their ability to invest, the first thing people say is, I don't have the money to invest. Sure you do. You're just giving it to Uncle Sam. You're giving it to the banks. You're giving it to big business. Let's put you on a wealth building game plan and make some difference. I appreciate that, Corbell. I appreciate that. And don't forget the sponsorship for the All Amateur Sports Network, man. Let's work on that. I got my packages up. If you go to allamaturesportsnetwork.com, you can check it out over there, starting at $50 and then go all the way up, man. But I got some really great value-driven packages that I'm going to put your brand out in front of tens of thousands of people. So understand that. So let's talk about how we're going to let Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. Number one, now that I have a home-based business, right? I'm in business. And if you're not in business and you like what I do and you want to get under my wing, so to speak, to learn how to teach these strategies to others, then you can partner with me in my financial success membership for just $100, guys. You can have your own business in the financial education space. And $35 a month allows you to maintain your membership, the tools and the software you need to execute your game plan, and my branding and marketing coaching, Beast Mode Branding and Marketing. You get that at no additional cost. I throw that in for free, but I only do that for my team. That's why you don't see me promoting branding and marketing, my own coaching program, because I only use that to coach my team. So if you don't have a business, then get one. I don't care what it is. Pay $10 to Avon and start an Avon business. Now your lifestyle becomes tax deductible. So what are some of the top tax deductions that you can claim as a home-based business? And I'm gonna show you how this rolls into letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas. Number one, you think about business use of your home, right? You paying a $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 mortgage every month. Put a office for your business in your home. Now you can a percentage of that rent or mortgage becomes tax deductible for you, right? How about the business use of your vehicle? Right, you're driving miles in your car every day. How about making some of those miles that you drive tax deductible? What do I mean by that? I stopped going to family functions 2 years ago. Why? Because family functions don't give me a tax deduction. I now go to networking events where my family happens to gather, and I promote my business to my family. I give them all a business card when I walk in the door. Now the miles that I drove from here to grandma's house is tax deductible, because that's a networking event. That's not a family function. So business use of your miles. I drive 10, 12,000 miles a year for basketball. That's why I have the All Amateur Sports Network. That is a basketball driven business. So now the things that I was doing already now becomes tax deductible, because I turn my lifestyle into a business. You guys got to understand how the game is played. Why hasn't Donald Trump paid any taxes the last 20 years? It's because Donald Trump is a brand. His entire life is 100% tax deductible, because everywhere he's going, he's promoting the brand of Donald Trump, billionaire entrepreneur. It's a brand, right? Nothing's stopping you from becoming a brand. The Financial Health Mentor is a brand. All Amateur Sports Network is a brand. Solid Foundation Athletic Academy is a brand, right? These are businesses, these are brands that allow me, every time I jump in my car, I'm going to do something for one of these brands. As a result, however many miles I drive, they're tax deductible. 57.5 cents per mile. Come on. If you're not taking these deductions, then every time you get in your car and you drive a mile, I want you to chuck 50 cents out the window. Every time you get in your car and you drive a mile, for every mile you drive, I don't care where you're going, I want you to just start throwing 50 cents a mile out the window, because that's what you're doing by not having a home-based business. It's exactly what you're doing, right? So how does that relate? So that was business use of your home, business use of your car. What about meals and entertainment? My entire family is in my business. All of my sons work for me in my business. So we no longer go to movies and things of that nature, because that's not tax deductible, right? So what we do is we do team building exercises around a movie, or we do a team building exercise by going to play laser tag or going to Sky Zone and things of that nature. The money that I was going to spend already, I can now run that money through my business and spend it on the same things I wanted to spend it on, but now the things I spend it on have become tax deductible. My wife and I used to have date night. Right? We don't have date night no more. Right? We have a standing business meeting where we go over the budgets of our business. And now that meal that we would have for date night, if we decide to see a movie or see a show or whatever, that's tax deductible, right? My children are on payroll. So when we do work in my business, so when we go cover these games and then we leave from the game and go to have lunch, there's nothing wrong with an employer buying lunch for his employees, and that lunch that he buys from his employees is tax deductible. Doesn't matter that the employees are my children. I had to feed them little crumb snatchers anyway. Now when I feed them, it's tax deductible. Business travel. How many of you guys are going to travel for the holidays? I'm going down to my hometown of Tupelo, Mississippi around the first of the year, right? And guess what I'm going to do when I get there? I'm going to tell everybody about my business. And that's going to make that trip 100% tax deductible for me. Then the last one is paying wages to your children. Paying wages to your children, right? If your children are work in your business, say all activities become business activities, thus deductible. Everything that I do becomes a business activity. I created a business for the 3 areas in my life that I'm working in and operating the most. I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer. That's something that I'm passionate about. I can see myself doing that for the next 40 years. So you mean to tell me I can do that as a volunteer for 40 years and get very, very limited tax deductions for that? Or I can do it as a business for 40 years and write this stuff off on my taxes. Financial educator. I can see myself doing this for 40 years. Maybe not this show, right? Getting up at 6 in the morning to come before you guys, but I can see myself teaching, educating, getting on stage, doing seminars, workshops, and classes. I'm going to be doing that anyway. So you mean I can do that and make that a tax deductible activity? Yes, right? I'm an online marketer and trainer. I'm going to be doing that because I love to teach people how to get money. Let's get money as an issue out of the way so we can start living. That's what I teach. I'm going to be doing that for the next 40 years. You mean I can do that in a way that when I do that and I buy products that I need to use in my own business, then those products can become tax deductible expenses? Yes. So how does Uncle Sam pay for Christmas? How does that work? Because I have a home-based business. Now, I will be honest with you. I don't do Christmas dinner at my house, right? But if I did, here's how I would do Christmas dinner at my house. Number one, Christmas dinner would come with an itinerary. Why? Because if I'm going to make it a tax deduction, everything that I do, I need to have good record keeping, right, for my business. Christmas dinner would come with an itinerary. And everybody who I'm inviting to Christmas dinner will get a copy of this itinerary. On this itinerary, we'll list out the things that we're going to do as a family for Christmas. It might say we're going to do Christmas carols at this time. It might say we're going to do games at this time with the kids. It might say we're going to tell the nativity story to the children at this time. It might say that at this time, we're going to honor the elders. But you know what else is going to say? At this time, H Cortez is going to give the entire family a 15-minute wealth building presentation. Because now, what is the true purpose of Christmas dinner at my house? It's not a family gathering anymore. It's an opportunity to present my business to my family. And because I changed that regular activity that we're going to spend all of this money on every year anyway, because I changed it with a 15-minute business presentation, I'm not going to beat my family over the head with my business. But just by having that on the itinerary now, the $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 that I'm going to spend for Christmas dinner is tax deductible. Come on, man. Some of y'all are going to do this. And you're going to do Christmas dinner every year for the rest of your life. Why not make that Christmas dinner and that whole event tax deductible? And guess what? When you have a business meeting or a function, don't you have to decorate the room? Miss Yvette, if you're still on, tell me, if I have a function, am I allowed to spend money on decorations for the room? For the room that I'm going to host the presentation in? Yes. So what does that mean? All of the Christmas decorations that I'm going to decorate my house with to welcome people in the Christmas spirit to hear about my business. Now all the Christmas decorations are tax deductible too. I don't think y'all hearing me this morning. I don't think y'all hearing me this morning. I don't think y'all want this much gain. Guys, this is why wealthy people pay the least amount in taxes, because they understand these principles, right? So if you haven't already shared the stream, your family needs to know this. Our families need to know this. Now, whether they act on it or not, don't matter. But they at least need to know this, because maybe they don't act on it, but maybe they teach it to their children. We need to know this. So share the stream for me on YouTube as well as Facebook. So biggest thing that we're going to do this holiday season is we're going to have this big old grandiose Christmas dinner / party. Well, if you're a business owner, you send out an itinerary, because the itinerary tells people exactly what it's for. So you don't ambush people, have them all come over to your house, then everybody sit down, shut up, and you give them a business presentation. No, you let them know exactly, if you're going to come over and have this free meal with us, then you're going to take 15 minutes and listen to a business presentation. That way I can make this entire event, my ability to give you guys this free meal, is tax deductible. So I don't mind doing it, because it's going to lower my taxable income, right? And then what you do is everybody who comes through the door, you have them sign in. Again, record keeping. So when it comes to having your record, you can say, I had a business presentation on this day and time. Here are all the invoices or the receipts for everything that I bought to prepare for this meal. And then here's the sign-in sheet of all the people who actually attended. Record keeping's done. Compliance done. And then you do your presentation. I don't care if you show a video for 15 minutes. I don't care if you stand up and talk for 15 minutes. I don't care what you do to promote your business. Just take the 15 minutes that you said you was going to do it, and you do it. And then guess what? Those 15 minutes are over, and everybody is back to having a funky good time for Christmas. And you never know, you might just want to give you might just get someone to sign up with you in your business. I give a cash flow mall presentation. Then we enroll those who were interested. That's awesome. That's awesome. So she doesn't even enroll people in her business. She gives them a free a service, which is a cashback mall, where they can do some of their Christmas shopping and, you know, save some money, get some cash back on all the money that they're going to spend for Christmas. And she just gives that away, but it's a presentation nonetheless. And based on that presentation, her entire Christmas dinner, party, meal is tax deductible, right? Now, that's for the first thing. The biggest thing we're going to do is we're going to have that Christmas dinner. We're going to have it every year. And guess what? Guess what? Even if you don't have it at your house, and it's going to be held at Big Mama's house, then as a business owner, I can sponsor a dinner for someone else. Even if it's not at my house, I can sponsor the dinner at Big Mama's house and do the same thing. Here's the itinerary. Here's what you're coming to. You're coming to the Financial Health Mentors Christmas dinner at Big Mama's house. At this time, here's what we're going to do. At this time, we're going to have a 15-minute business presentation. It's going to show you what the Financial Health Mentor is all about. After that, we're going to play games with the kids. We're going to go Christmas caroling and all the stuff that you do normally. Now, I say, Big Mama, let's go shopping. I'm going to buy you everything that you need, because you're allowing me to have this business presentation at your house. I'm going to buy you everything that you need to make your Christmas dinner the bomb diggity. Because I'm sponsoring it, all of that stuff still becomes a business expense, even though it's at somebody else's house. So because you're allowing me to have this at your house, the way I do my Christmas dinners when I present, I have to have the right decorations. So I'm going to buy you some decorations for your house, Big Mama. Now, they're my decorations. I'm just going to leave them at your house when we're done. And you just pack them up for me. So this is what we're talking about. This is why you're not able to build wealth as a working class person, because you tend to be overtaxed, drowning in debt, and you don't understand the money game, and you refuse to educate yourself on the money game. And I'm not talking to you guys here because you're here. I'm talking to guys who maybe listen to the recording, but you got to educate yourself on these strategies. The first biggest thing that we're going to do is we're going to have this doggone big Christmas dinner, right? The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to go buy all of these gifts for our children. We're going to buy all these gifts for our children. How do we let Uncle Sam pay for that? How do we let Uncle Sam pay for all the gifts that we're going to buy for our children? It's simple. What did I say the fifth most popular tax deduction is? It's paying wages to your children. So I'm going to write a check to my child for the work that they do in my business, and then I'm going to take their debit card and go and buy their Christmas presents with it. Some of y'all ain't catch that. Some of y'all ain't catch that. Y'all ain't catch that. My children work in my business. Because I'm an employer, I pay them wages. The wages an employer pays the employee is tax deductible to the employer. But my children are under 18. So what does that mean? That means I'm the custodial parent of their account. So that means I'm going to write them a check for the work that they've done in my business, probably going to give them a sizable Christmas bonus. They're going to go and deposit that money into their account. I'm going to record it in my cash flow manager. I'm going to get the write-off, and then I'm going to go and pull the money out of their account, and then I'm going to go Christmas shopping for them. Y'all ain't heard that. Y'all ain't heard that. Y'all ain't heard. If y'all heard that, y'all be excited. Because some of you got umpteen kids like me. I got 5 sons, right? If y'all heard that and understood that, y'all be excited right now. Because some of y'all got plans to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on your kids for Christmas. And I'm not knocking that. You're listening to a guy who spent both November and December mortgage on my kids 2 years in a row, and house was in foreclosure both years because I didn't understand money principles. I was just excited. My kids deserve to have the best. So I didn't have multiple streams of income to produce the best. So I took the mortgage money and just said, man, forget that. I'm buying my kids Christmas. But now I know that there's other strategies in place that I could be using to get this stuff done, man. So put your children to work in your business. Now, again, the IRS requires that you have good records. So you have to draw up a contract between you and your children, spelling out what their title is, what they do, what their duties are, their rate of pay, all of that. Good records. You got to keep your records. And then you put that on file, have them sign it, you put that on file, and then when they work in your business, you pay them a commission. That commission they can use and go pay their basketball club fees. My sons needed new shoes, so guess what? They worked in my business, gave them a check, they deposited the check in their account. A couple days later, we took them to the mall, they bought shoes using their debit card, not mine. Their debit card, not mine. I got the write-off, put the check in my accounting software, took a picture of it, noted what it was for. I can pay them $6,300 every year per child, and they don't have to file a tax return, but that's a tax write-off for me. Y'all didn't get that. $6,300 per year. So for those of you who are high income earners, right? You're high income earners, but you got 2 children. You make $100,000 a year. Well, guess what? With this one deduction alone, if you got 2 children, you pay them $6,300 a year. That's $12,600 that reduces your $100,000 and starts to bring it down so you pay less taxes. But again, I'm not a CPA. Talk to your tax professional about that. I'm just saying what I've learned over the years. This is for informational purposes only, right? So you got to understand how the game is played. So same thing with moms. I'm going to take my kids, put them to work in my business, give them their Christmas bonus, and they're going to know that, hey, I don't get to spend this money. This money goes into my account. It comes back out of my account, and then we go buy a present for mom for Christmas. Now, Uncle Sam just bought my wife something for Christmas. It's how you make Uncle Sam your partner. Stop being scared of him. Uncle Sam is nobody to fear. Uncle Sam is your partner when you have a business. And Clarice, I forgot Clarissa. Clarissa also has her own tax prep company, right? That's what she does for a living, and she has her own tax prep business. And I bet you, and see, and here's what people who know the game. I bet Clarissa has been paying her children for years. When have you ever paid your children to work in your business? Some of you guys have businesses, but they've never paid your children. They dying to work in your business. You have a business, but you still give your children an allowance. You have a business, yet you still give your children an allowance. Stop it. Allowances aren't tax deductible. Allowances are not tax deductible. Giving them a wage, on the other hand, is. Clarissa said, got that right, been paying her children for years. Right, and she also teaches these strategies. Yvette also has her own tax prep. Paying her children for years. Knowing the game, guys. They always say what you don't know don't hurt you. That's part of the game. They always say what you don't know don't hurt you, but that too is part of the game. Because what you don't know, you guys didn't know you could pay your children, and you've been struggling. How do I know you've been struggling? Because 3 out of 4 Americans are struggling. So every 4 people who are working a job, listening to this stream, struggling financially. 7 out of 10 people in this country have less than $1,000 in savings. So I know people are struggling. This is why I'm up every morning giving you the game, because I don't want you to struggle anymore. So yeah, see, even the kids in college, they're still paying them. They pay lower taxes by being students, but as an employer, she can still pay her children. So you got to get this game. So those are the main 2 things that we're going to do this holiday season. Is we're going to have this big old, or the main 3, we're going to have this big old Christmas dinner. Right? You can pay for it if you're having it at your house. You can sponsor it to have at somebody else's house, as long as they agree to allow you the 15 to 20 minutes to have a presentation. You put out an itinerary. You send invitations and itineraries to everybody. It doesn't matter if you send them via email. It doesn't matter if you send them via regular mail, just that you have a record that the itineraries went out. The itinerary must at least disclose that you're going to have a business presentation, right? And then you have to actually do the presentation, and you have everybody sign in when they come in the door. And that's your record keeping for that event. The second thing that we're going to do, most of us are going to do some sort of traveling, whether or not we travel out of town or just travel from my house to Big Mama's house locally. If you have a business, you better be tracking those miles, 57.5 cents a mile. If you're not going to track the miles on your way to Big Mama house, every mile, I want you to throw 50 cents out the window. Okay, and share the link with us, Yvette. Again, Yvette is a tax prep specialist. She's a tax accountant. She has a she says she has a reference guide to help people pay their children correctly, and that's good. So send me the link and share the link here. That way I can put it on my website as well, so that people will know how to get that done and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate that, Yvette. So she has a reference guide that she's going to share the link with us that you guys can use. And if you're on YouTube, don't worry, I will go back and adjust the description and add that link in there. You can also find the info in Lowering Your Taxes Big Time. So there's a book, Lowering Your Taxes Big Time. So this stuff is out here, guys. But again, if you want to hide something from Black people, what do? Put it in a book, is what they say. Well, guess what? Now you have an ambassador, who a crusader, who's going out reading all of these books, gathering all of this stuff, so that you don't have to read the book, you can watch the video, right? But then you got to at least take the time to do that. So the second big thing that we're going to do is we're going to we're going to travel. So whether you're traveling in state, in your city, locally, there's mileage deductions that you could be taking. If you're traveling out of town and you're staying in hotels, or even if you're staying with family, don't matter. Though that expense becomes tax deductible. Now what you are going to do anyway, some of you guys take vacations every year. I stopped taking vacations 2 years ago because vacations aren't tax deductible. Now I go on family business retreats, and I do the same thing. We have an itinerary, we have a schedule, we have our meetings set up, we have our things planned, but chances are we're going to have some fun while we're doing it. And all of that stuff is tax deductible. right? So when you go zip lining, for instance, as a group of employees, if your company sent you on a retreat and you guys got to go zip lining, does your company get to write off everything but the zip lining, or does the company also get to write off the zip lining too as a team building event? So as an employer of my children, we took a family business retreat to the Dells in Wisconsin. So yes, we had our business meetings in our rooms in our hotels that we stayed, but we also had team building activities where we had some fun. We hit the water parks. We did a get over your fear activity, right? What's a get over your fear activity at a water park? Well, we went on the biggest slide that they had. And that helps us overcome our fears, right? That was a good exercise for me because I don't like heights. But that was an exercise for me, and that was an exercise for me showing my children as a leader how to overcome fear, showing my employees how to overcome fear, because as an entrepreneur, you got to be fearless. Guys, when we say the amount of tax deductions that are available to you are unlimited, we're not playing. We're not playing. Good deal, good deal. And that's why I do this stream, man. So I've got people networking on Facebook, exchanging contact information. That's why I look to people on the, that's why I do these streams. So if you have a business, but you haven't figured out how to properly record your business, you haven't figured out how to properly, you know, find the right person to do your taxes, then we got two on the stream right here, Clarissa Pace and Yvette D. Best. That can help you right here. And I don't mind connecting you with these people because I want you to win, right? I want you to win. And if you do not have a home-based business and you say, you know what, I want to figure out how to teach all of my family these strategies, then connect with me and get on the Financial Success membership, and I will come to your city, your town, and you can have me show up for Christmas, right? And I'll do the presentation for you. Not this year because I'm already booked this year, but maybe next year, right? So those are the things that we can do, and this is what I love doing. So my Financial Success membership, again, is $100 to start, $35 per month. You get all of the stuff that I'm talking about. I teach you how to do it, and then you also get my branding and marketing courses for free. All you have to do is plug in. In fact, you know, today at 10 a.m. for all of my team members, I'm doing a daily accountability blog. So I'm using them to help hold myself accountable, but then I'm also holding them accountable because I'm going to be able to see who plugs in, who looks at the recording, who plugs in live, and I do an over the shoulder where I let them watch me market how I build my business every day. What are the things that I do? What are the 3, 4, 5, 6 main things that I do every single day to build my business? And that starts today. And they get that Monday through Friday, every day, a 1-hour session, and they get to watch me market every day. And I give them a daily action plan. If they follow that daily action plan, all it will take is about, it'll probably take 2 hours when you first start doing it, but your efficiency starts to increase. So eventually you'll be able to get this down to 1 hour. How would you like to have a business that you get up every day in the morning or every day after work, you know, take these 5 steps. It takes you about an hour to do, but once you do them and you do them every day for 90 days straight, Monday through Friday, starting day 91, 92, 93, all of a sudden you just start having this tremendous amount of success in your business. Those are the things that I do to help people win in this game called finance, right? So when you partner with me in business, I don't leave you hanging. I give you what you need. But if you're serious about letting Uncle Sam pay for Christmas, then get with Miss Yvette, get with Miss Clarissa Pace to start understanding these strategies. If you don't already have a home-based business, let's connect. We can partner up. I'll show you how to do all of this stuff, what I know. Plug you into my mentors who are 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure earning guys that will coach and mentor and train you in the area of finances. Any questions while we got the tax experts on the line. It'd be a good time to ask any questions that you may have. So let's do a quick Q&A really quickly if you have any questions. Tomorrow we're talking about sacrifice, man. We're talking about sacrifice. We're talking about the one thing that we have to do if we are going to change our family's financial tree. We're going to have to sacrifice. Send W4 video to me again. Okay, I will, Ray J. So I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the other ways that you can minimize your taxes and that we teach and you'll get education on as part of the Financial Success membership is when you partner with us or when you have a home-based business of your own, you can increase your take-home pay on your job $200 to $400 per month on average, and that strategy works for about 8 out of 10 people. So how about partnering with me in business? You'll spend $100 to get started, but you might turn around and get that $100 as an increase on your paycheck right back in the next 7 to 10 days. Then you got a business for free, costs you $35 a month to maintain, and you get all of these strategies, plus you continue to receive the $200 to $400 increase on your check over and over. And if you're a couple, chances are it could be $600 to $800 per month that you're overpaying in taxes. We show you how to get that back. It's all good, Bridget. It's all good. It's all good. So any questions, anybody, before we get out of here? I would definitely send you the W4 video again, Ray, so you can understand how to go over that and get that thing done. Any other questions while we got a couple tax professionals on the line? If not, we'll go ahead and wrap up the stream. It's about an hour so far. So let me do this, guys. If you want to, you can catch this on the replay on Facebook, but also give me, once it's done rendering, it will also be available for download as an MP3 or a podcast via Stitcher.com or via blogtalkradio.com. You can go and download, and a lot of the other episodes are there. I think I'm up to about 8 episodes downloaded now or uploaded there. So I'm going to get all of the archives uploaded to Stitcher.com and blogtalkradio.com. I know some of you guys got those iPhones, so I'm actually waiting on my I'm waiting on confirmation that I've been added to iTunes as well. When I get that confirmation, I'll let you guys know. Should business owners pay themselves to reduce taxable income, or is there a certain total business profit made before you should? If your business has the amount of revenue to pay you a salary, then yes, you certainly should. Especially if you're running your business as a separate business entity. So if you're already incorporated and things of that nature, you definitely should, because now you're a separate entity. So you and your business are separate. So yes, you should pay. If your business can stand, if you have that kind of revenue to stand giving yourself a salary, then you should. You definitely should, because again, that will reduce the profits from the business, and businesses pay taxes on their profits. Businesses pay taxes on their profits. So the many ways that you can legitimately reduce your profits is a good thing, and then you pay less taxes on your profits. I need some help with some debt, but I owe the IRS. Okay, so we can talk about that, Ray, on how we can make that extra money up to figure out what the debts are. Miss Yvette or Miss Clarissa may also know of ways that you can minimize or reduce the debt to the IRS, and maybe get on a payment arrangement with the IRS and make that work as well. So definitely reach out to Miss Yvette or Clarissa. I am not employed on disability benefits. So yeah, Ray J, is that from a 401k? Yes. Borrowing is better. So yeah, and that's what we do, guys. And you guys can, even when we go off air, stay in the stream and continue to network, man, because this is This is why I do this. This is why I do this. I want to bring us together, and eventually I'm going to put a team together of 20, maybe 30 people who are all financially literate and who all want to build wealth and rebuild our community. And then we can all, because we're so gangster as bosses, can all say, man, I got 50,000 for this project. And you take that 50,000 times 30, and all of a sudden you got $3.5 million for a project, and it gets done. And we don't got to wait to ask nobody's permission to do it. What's a good LLC to first start out with when entering yourself as a new business? Depending on what kind of business are you going into, Andrew. And for me, I always started my businesses. In fact, I still don't have a sole LLC. I always start my businesses as sole proprietorships, and then as they continue to grow. So, like for instance, Financial Health Mentor is now becoming an LLC, because now I figured out the structure that I want to have for my business and all that stuff. So just start as a sole proprietorship first, start running your business and operating your business and get used to being a business owner. And then as your revenue starts to come in, you start to identify the market that you're going to be playing key in heavily. Then you can make that decision to figure out what business structure that you actually want, because you can always change business structure later. And if you haven't already checked out my Financial Success Membership, I'd love to have you on the team. You can have your own financial education franchise where we would be teaching you how to build wealth, at the same time teaching you how to build an asset, which is your business, so that you can learn these strategies. And eventually when your business becomes profitable and it becomes a better solution for you to change business structure, then we can cross that bridge when we get to it. Makes sense? Or really, I thought all started as an LLC. No, so you can be a sole proprietorship. You don't have to have an LLC. Most of my business, I have 2 businesses that are separate from me, but then I have Financial Health Mentor is tied to my Social Security number as a sole proprietorship, and I just file a long Schedule C when I do my my tax filing. Yeah, let's connect, man. If you don't already have a business and you think about doing what I'm doing, yeah, I can show you. Again, it's $100 to start. Give yourself the gift of a business for Christmas, and then let Uncle Sam pay for your Christmas, right? Come on, guys. I'm trying to give you guys a game, man. And then you get me as a mentor. And then if you say, you know what, I like this, I'm going to use the strategies to help me get my money right, but I have my passion and my heart set on this as a business, then you get branding and marketing coaching for any business for free, because I throw that in for all the people who partner with me in the Financial Success Membership at no additional cost. So you get to pick my brain on all things branding and marketing and everything, man. It's, you know, I really try I really just want people to win, man. And you can't win if you don't play, and you can't play if you don't know the rules. So what I do is all about teaching people the rules first so they can start playing, and then we strategize on how they can play to win. But you can't play and can't win if you don't play. You can't play if you don't know the rules, or you can't get in the game if you don't know the rules. So let's get the rules learned, get you in the game, so you can learn how to play, so you can start playing to win. So with that, guys, I appreciate it. Ray, Clarissa, Yvette, if you guys need to continue to dialogue in the stream, of course, you guys can continue to do that. Tomorrow, again, we're talking about sacrifice, guys, and one thing that we need to do. No, and as much as we are told about LLC, ETC, for liability purposes, the owner is still liable. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. When it's all said and done, you know, you're still liable. That's why it's called limited liability. You limit your liability, but you're still liable in the truest sense of the form. So with that, guys, I am H Cortez, Financial Health Mentor to the working class. If you have businesses, Clarissa and Yvette, if you want to help me sponsor some games for my All Amateur Sports Network that will be airing on all of your social medias, websites, YouTube, and all of that kind of stuff as I cover one of the major basketball tournaments in the St. Louis area. Please consider a sponsorship package. It's starting at $50 on up. I will send you guys the sponsorship packages, and it could be the Yvette D. Best halftime show brought to you by, you know, whatever. So I'll send you guys some information on how you can help me. And basically, I'm just trying to bring positive press to our community about our children. They hear enough. You know, our community reports enough on the negativity that our children are involved in. They can't wait to report about the drugs and the gangs and the violence. Notice how they always talk about the age of our children who are committing crimes and who are not just committing crimes, but who find themselves in trouble, right? I want to bring the positive press to the kids who are the straight A students, who are scoring 20 points a game, who do volunteer in their community, who do you know, help out their parents, who still work a job because they're struggling. This is what I do, man, and I want to be that positive media for us. So yes, this was powerful info today, Cortez, Yvette, and everyone else. I will be in touch soon. Send it to me too. I will send everybody who's interested in contributing to All Amateur Sports Network's coverage of the Normandy Holiday Invitational. I appreciate that so much, guys, because it helps me build and get the equipment and stuff that I need, because eventually I'm going to start out with my own cable network. As I told you guys all, when on my quest to being a billionaire, there's 4 pillars that I'm going to use to get me there. Look at all of the billionaires that are in the space of media. So that's why this is important to me. Look at all the billionaires that the real estate game has produced. Real estate still has made more millionaires and billionaires than any other industry in the world. Even the last 25 years, it has been tech. So technology is definitely going to be there. So technology is another sector. And then the 4th sector is investments. So those are my 4 pillars that will lead me to my billion. So I appreciate you guys looking to support me in my quest and my endeavor in media, starting on small screens. So all of this stuff is going straight to YouTube, straight to Facebook, and things of that nature. But eventually I'll have my own cable channel. So you guys, and what's cool is everybody that partners with me now in the beginning, you guys get lifetime discounts on any other promotion. So when I grow this media conglomerate, guess what? I will never forget my beginning early on partners. So guys, I'm your man, H Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class. Until I talk to you tomorrow, where we're talking about sacrifice, man, making the big commitments to change your future forever. I want you guys to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.